Imagine you're playing a video game. You explore mountains, oceans, cities, and distant planets. Everything appears real and complete. But behind the scenes, the game isn't rendering every detail at once. It only generates what the player can observe. Areas outside your view might not even exist in a meaningful way until you look at them. Now imagine reality works the same way. What if the universe isn't simply difficult to understand? What if it's actively preventing us from seeing something? For centuries, humanity has believed that every mystery eventually has an answer. We discovered that lightning wasn't the anger of gods. We learned that diseases were caused by microorganisms. We mapped the earth, decoded DNA, and split the atom. Again and again, the unknown became known. Yet despite all our scientific progress, the deeper we look into the cosmos, the stranger it becomes. In fact, some of the greatest discoveries in modern science seem to reveal a disturbing pattern. Whenever humanity gets close to understanding reality at its deepest level, reality itself appears to become increasingly difficult to observe. It's almost as if the universe is hiding something. Of course, scientists don't literally believe the universe has intentions. But when we examine the evidence, we find an extraordinary collection of mysteries that all point in the same direction. The closer we get to the truth, the less we seem able to see. And that raises a frightening question. What if there are parts of reality we were never meant to discover? Let's begin with one of the strangest limitations in existence: the observable universe. When we look into space, we're also looking back in time. Light takes time to travel. The light from the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. The light from nearby stars can take years. Some galaxies are so distant that their light has been traveling toward us for billions of years. This means the universe acts like a giant time machine. But there's a problem. There is a limit to how far we can see. No matter how advanced our telescopes become, there are regions of the universe forever beyond our reach. This boundary is known as the cosmic horizon. Beyond it, information can never reach us. Ever. Imagine standing inside an enormous room surrounded by walls of darkness. No matter how powerful your flashlight becomes, those walls remain unreachable. There could be entire galaxies, civilizations, or even fundamentally different laws of physics beyond that horizon. We may never know. The observable universe contains hundreds of billions of galaxies. Yet it might represent only a tiny fraction of reality. The rest is permanently hidden. Already, this is unsettling. But it gets stranger. Everything you've ever seen, every planet, star, moon, cloud, animal, and person, makes up less than 5% of the universe. Read that again. Less than 5%. The remaining 95% appears to be invisible. Scientists call these missing components dark matter and dark energy. Dark matter doesn't emit light. It doesn't reflect light. It doesn't interact with ordinary matter the way we would expect. Yet we know it's there because galaxies behave as though an invisible mass surrounds them. Without dark matter, galaxies should fly apart. Instead, something unseen holds them together. Then there's dark energy, an even greater mystery. In the late 1990s, astronomers discovered that the expansion of the universe isn't slowing down. It's speeding up. Some unknown force appears to be pushing galaxies apart faster and faster. Dark energy may account for nearly 70% of all reality, and we have almost no idea what it is. Think about that. Humanity has built particle accelerators, sent probes beyond the solar system, and landed on the moon. Yet most of existence remains invisible and unexplained. It's as though we've entered a giant library where 95% of the books are locked behind doors we cannot open. What secrets are hidden inside? No one knows. As mysterious as space is, the deepest secrets may exist at the smallest scales. Enter quantum mechanics, the most successful scientific theory ever created. Quantum mechanics predicts the behavior of particles with astonishing accuracy. Without it, modern technology wouldn't exist. But there's one problem. Nobody truly understands why it works. At the quantum level, particles behave in ways that seem impossible. They exist in multiple states simultaneously. They appear to influence one another across vast distances. Most bizarre of all, observation itself seems to matter. In certain experiments, particles behave differently when measured. This phenomenon has puzzled scientists for generations. Before measurement, a particle appears to exist in a range of possibilities. After measurement, one outcome becomes reality. It's almost as if nature refuses to reveal its full state until observation forces a decision. Many interpretations attempt to explain this. Some suggest parallel universes. Others propose hidden variables. Still others argue that reality itself is fundamentally probabilistic. But despite decades of research, the mystery remains. The closer we look, the stranger things become. Instead of uncovering certainty, we find ambiguity. Instead of discovering reality's foundation, we encounter a wall, a quantum wall, and beyond it, perhaps something hidden. If the universe has a mechanism for concealing information, black holes might be its greatest tool. Black holes are regions where gravity becomes so powerful that nothing can escape, not even light. Anything crossing the event horizon disappears from view forever. For decades, physicists believed information entering a black hole was destroyed. Then they realized this couldn't be true. According to quantum mechanics, information cannot simply vanish. This contradiction became known as the black hole information paradox, one of the biggest unsolved problems in physics. Imagine burning a book. The words disappear, but the information still exists within the resulting particles and energy. Now imagine throwing the same book into a black hole. What happens to the information? Where does it go? Does it survive? Does it escape? Or does reality break down entirely? Some of the brightest minds in history have wrestled with this question, including Stephen Hawking. Yet no definitive answer exists. Black holes seem to represent nature's ultimate censorship device, a place where information vanishes behind an invisible curtain. Whatever lies beyond remains hidden. At this point, we arrive at one of the most controversial ideas ever proposed. What if reality itself is artificial? The simulation hypothesis suggests that our universe may be an advanced simulation created by a civilization far beyond our own. To many people, this sounds absurd. Yet several philosophers and scientists have taken the idea seriously. Not because there is direct evidence, but because technology appears to be moving in that direction. Human beings already create virtual worlds. As computing power increases, future civilizations might create simulations indistinguishable from reality. If that happens, simulated observers would believe their world was real, just as we do. Interestingly, some features of physics resemble optimization strategies used in computer systems. The speed of light acts like a universal processing limit. Quantum uncertainty resembles information compression. Certain aspects of reality appear oddly efficient. Again, none of this proves we're living in a simulation, but it raises a fascinating possibility. Perhaps the reason reality becomes harder to observe at extreme scales is because there are limits built into the system itself. Limits designed to conceal deeper layers. Now let's turn our attention to another mystery: the absence of aliens. The Milky Way contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many possess planets. The observable universe contains trillions of galaxies. Given these numbers, intelligent life should be common, at least statistically. Yet we found nothing. No confirmed signals. No alien probes. No evidence of galactic civilizations. This contradiction is known as the Fermi paradox. Where is everybody? One possibility is that intelligent life is extraordinarily rare. Another is that civilizations destroy themselves before spreading among the stars. But there is a darker explanation. Perhaps advanced civilizations discover something. Something so profound that it changes their behavior entirely. Something hidden within the structure of reality itself. If such knowledge exists, perhaps every sufficiently advanced species eventually encounters it. And perhaps that's why the universe appears silent. Not because nobody is out there, but because everyone discovers the same secret. There's another possibility we rarely consider. What if the problem isn't the universe? What if it's us? Human beings evolved to survive on the African savanna. Our senses weren't designed to understand quantum fields, higher dimensions, or cosmic origins. They're survival tools. Nothing more. Consider this. Your eyes detect only a tiny fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum. You cannot see radio waves. You cannot see infrared light. You cannot see ultraviolet radiation. Entire layers of reality pass through your body every second without your awareness. Technology allows us to extend our senses. But perhaps there are aspects of existence that remain permanently inaccessible. Not because they're hidden, but because our brains simply cannot comprehend them. An ant cannot understand calculus. A fish cannot understand astronomy. Why assume human intelligence represents the final stage of understanding? Perhaps some truths exist beyond our cognitive horizon, just as galaxies exist beyond our cosmic horizon. Throughout history, humanity has repeatedly mistaken its current knowledge for the complete picture. Ancient civilizations believed Earth stood at the center of creation. They were wrong. Scientists once believed space and time were absolute. They were wrong. For centuries, people thought the Milky Way was the entire universe. They were wrong. Every generation discovers that reality is larger and stranger than previously imagined. Why should our era be different? Future civilizations may look back at modern science the way we look at medieval maps. Useful, impressive, but incomplete. Perhaps dark matter is only the beginning. Perhaps quantum mechanics is merely a shadow of a deeper theory. Perhaps space and time themselves emerge from something more fundamental, something hidden beneath reality's surface. If so, then our greatest discoveries may not reveal answers. They may simply expose new layers of mystery. So, is the universe actually trying to hide something? Probably not in the literal sense. The cosmos has no known intentions, no motives, no secret agenda. Yet the effect is strangely similar. Everywhere we look, we encounter boundaries, horizons we cannot cross, information we cannot access, mysteries we cannot resolve, invisible matter, invisible energy, quantum uncertainty, black holes, cosmic silence. The deeper we investigate reality, the more elusive it becomes. Perhaps these limitations are temporary. Perhaps future discoveries will solve every mystery discussed in this video. But perhaps they won't. Perhaps some questions have no accessible answers. Perhaps the universe contains regions forever beyond observation. Perhaps there are truths forever beyond comprehension. And perhaps that's the most unsettling possibility of all. Not that the universe is hiding something, but that reality may be vastly larger than our ability to understand it. Somewhere beyond the edge of the observable universe, beyond black holes, beyond quantum uncertainty, beyond the limits of human thought, the ultimate truth may already exist. Waiting, silent, hidden, and forever just out of reach.